So let's do the same stretch that we did yesterday. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. Start to pull those arms behind you, lifting the chest. Then you're just going to look up towards the ceiling and very slightly lean back. Holding here, take a few deep breaths in and out. Relaxing there, we're going to bring the arms in front, interlace the fingers. Keep them rounding through the arms, but stretch them forwards and drop your head through the middle. Holding here, breathe in and out. Let's do that one more time on each side. Bring the hands behind. Pulling back, lifting the chest. Leaning slightly over. Holding here, breathe in and out. Bring the arms in front. Rounding through the arms, pulling them forwards to look down. Again, breathing in and out. Good, now we're going to lay on our backs. Knees bent, feet on the floor, finding our neutral position. So we're going to start off with our breaths. So just taking the knees bent, feet on the floor, got that curve underneath the lower back, arms are resting down beside you. And we're just taking nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through a pursed lip. Breathing in and out. As you're taking those nice deep breaths in and out, remember you're keeping those hips nice and level. You've got a torch on each hip bone. They're shining up parallel to one another onto the ceiling. Keep the upper body nice and relaxed. Shoulders are away from the ears. Chest is nice and open. The weight is even through your feet. So big toe, little toe, heel. Just gently tightening in your tummy. From here, as you breathe out, you're tucking the pelvis under, so you're flattening your lower back into your mat. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to release out to neutral. Tucking under to flatten. We're holding here. Releasing out to neutral. So as you're tucking under, you're trying to get that really strong flat back position. And we're using just the pelvis and the tummy muscles to move here. On this next one, we're holding our flat back position. Tucking under to flatten. Holding here, we're going to start to tighten the pelvic floor. So as you breathe out, you're tightening all the way in with the pelvic floor. Inhale to release. Exhale to tighten. Inhale to release. So you're thinking of the sensation of stopping a wee mid-flow. You should keep that flat back position here. So as you're tightening, you should feel as though your tummy muscles are working harder and that your back is slightly flatter into the floor. We're going to half this contraction. So 50% tightening in the pelvic floor as you exhale. Inhale to release. Still keeping the upper body nice and relaxed. So remember, shoulders away from the ears. Chest is nice and open. If you're feeling tense, just rotate the palms up towards the ceiling. Pulling the tummy all the way down towards your spine. And keeping that weight evenly placed through your feet. So big toe, little toe, and heel. We're halving one last time. So 20 to 25% tightening. This should feel like a very gentle lifting. Something that you could sustain throughout any exercise if you needed to. It's just working in the background. So we're keeping our flat back position nice and strong. Using your pelvic floor and your tummy muscles, should feel like you could sustain that flat back position if you needed to. You're going to bring those feet up into a tabletop position with the legs glued together. You're going to tip both legs over to the side, releasing one hip from the floor. Inhale to come back to the center. Swapping sides, tip over. And center. We're tipping over. And center. So although one hip is releasing from the floor, you're trying to keep both shoulders in contact with your mat. So use the tummy muscles to take you over to the side. Bring you back to the center where you want to find that flat back position. And then over onto the other side. We've got 2 more on each side. Breathe. One more each side. Your last one here. Hug those knees in, take a little rock from side to side. We're going to go onto our hands and knees to stretch out through the back. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and get that tummy nice and tightened. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under so you begin to curve through your back. So we're arching the spine and we're dropping the head. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale, let the pelvis come back to your start position. We're working through the spine. And your head is the last thing to lift. We're tucking under to curve. Arching the back. Dropping the head. We hold. Then we're controlling out through the spine. Piece by piece. Releasing to neutral. So we want to get lots of movement through the back. Working into each section piece by piece. If you do have any areas that feel really stiff or sore, you're just going to slow them down. You're taking your time to move into each vertebrae one by one. So as you're curving your back, think of pulling your tummy all the way in. And as you release to your start position, think of those shoulders coming away from the ears. We've got 2 more here. This is your last one. And then from there we push into our shell stretch, bottom to the feet. Take those arms out in front. Then we go onto our backs to find neutral again. So we're doing our hip lifts here. So remember to get those feet flat on the floor, knees are bent. We want to have a curve under the lower back. Try and get your knees so they're in line with your hips. So we don't want them knocking in and we don't want them splaying out. As you breathe out, I want you to tuck the pelvis under. So you're flattening your lower back into the floor. Start to squeeze your bottom and lift the hips. So we're peeling away from the floor, piece by piece, to bring those hips up nice and high. We're holding here. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, tuck the rib cage under. You're rolling down through the spine, piece by piece, releasing out to neutral. So we're tucking under to flatten. Squeeze the bottom. Starting to lift. Peel away from the floor. Piece by piece, bringing those hips up nice and high. We're holding at the top. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tuck the ribcage under. You're rolling down through the spine. Piece by piece, releasing out to neutral. So we still want to get lots of movement through the back. So again, working into each section of your spine, piece by piece. So if you are stiff or sore in any areas, remember to slow them down. Keeping the tummy and the pelvic floor working. Nice and controlled. Weight is even through the feet. And we're relaxing those shoulders. Breathe. Let's take 2 more here. your last one. We're tucking under to flatten. Squeezing the bottom, start to lift, peeling away. Bringing those hips up high, we hold. And then we're controlling down through the spine. Releasing out. Relaxing there, coming into a full body stretch. So reach those arms and legs out long. If the legs are sore, just give them a little shake out. Back to our bent knee position with the feet on the floor. Again in neutral, so you're on that curve under your lower back. Bring your legs nice and close together and have your arms resting down beside you. We're taking a deep breath in to nod the head, chin to chest. Exhale to lift the shoulders from the floor. Reach the arms nice and long. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, reaching the arms, we hold. Control back down. So you want to make sure that your tummy is nice and tightened. That's what's lifting you up from the floor. So pull your belly button all the way down. You've got your chin to chest position to try and keep the neck nice and relaxed. So you want to make sure you take a big nod of the head, then tighten the tummy to lift you. The arms are reaching nice and long to get the shoulders away from the ears. Try and get tightened in that pelvic floor. 2 more here. This is your last one, then we'll change the legs. So from here, you're lifting one foot up from the floor, unfolding at the knee if you can. You're trying to make sure that those thighs stay in line, so you don't want this leg to be higher or lower than the leg you've left on the floor. Try and keep them in line if you can. Your movement is the same. Breathe in to nod. Exhale to lift. Breathe in to hold. Control back down. Chin to chest. Lift the shoulders. Reach the arms. We hold. Control back down. The leg stays lifted. It's just the upper body that's going back down in between repetitions. Your neck is so you can support the head here if you need to. Let's take 2 more this side. Chin to chest. Lift those shoulders, reach the arms, hold. Control back down, last one, chin to chest. Lift the shoulders, reach the arms, hold. Control back down. Place that leg on the floor. The other leg is going to lift. So you're keeping those thighs in line. Same movement, chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, reaching the arms, we hold. Control back down. You're still nice and tightened in the tummy and in the pelvic floor. Use that nod of your head, even if you're supporting behind with the hands. We've got 2 more here. Chin to chest. Lifting those shoulders, we hold. Control back down. Last one, chin to chest. Lifting the shoulders, we hold. Control back down. We're coming into a full body stretch. Giving those legs a nice shake out if you need to. Before going on to our fronts, if you need a drink, then grab one. So if you're laying on your front, take those legs out nice and long. Same as we've done all week, you're going to take those arms long and beside the legs as you look down to the floor. Taking a nice deep breath in to roll those shoulders back. Exhale, reach the arms long to lift your chest from the floor. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Reach and lift. We hold. Control back down. So we want to be working every muscle in the legs from the feet all the way into your bottom. Keeping the tummy nice and tightened, so your bottom and your tummy will work together to keep your back nice and strong. If at any point you're cramping up through the legs or the feet, you're just tucking those toes under to help to lengthen out the legs. Use the roll of your shoulders to take them away from your ears, opening up in the chest as you reach your arms back and lifting and lengthening your body. You have 2 more here. Roll the shoulders back, reach and lift. We hold, controlling down. Last one, rolling back, reach and lift. We hold. Control back down. From here, the hands come into your lower back, so your elbows are pointing out each side. We're taking a deep breath in to prepare. Exhale, we lift. Take a deep breath in to stay. Control back down. Lifting up. Holding there. Control back down. Still squeezing your bottom and tightening the tummy. Using this position of the hands will help to keep your chest open, shoulders down. We've got 2 more here. Your last one. Relaxing there. We're going to push ourselves back into a shell stretch. Bottom to the feet. Reaching those arms out in front. Then we're going straight into our 100. So we're going to be finding our flat back position. I'll talk you through what we're doing and then we'll all go together. We're going to do the same 100, same legs in the 100 as Monday, but I'm going to change the arms a little bit. So get that nice flat back position so you're really tucked under, there's no gap. Your legs are coming into tabletop, they're glued together. Your neck is so you're leaving your head down. If not, you're going to be in a lifted position. And your palms will face the ceiling. So we did do this last week, where you're pushing your palms up towards the ceiling as if against some kind of resistance. It's the same breath pattern, 5 as you breathe in and 5 as you breathe out, which I will count like this. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. From there, both hands are behind your head. You've got your 2 sets of 8 sitting up towards those legs. Then you rest the head and the shoulders down. The arms relax beside you. We've got 1 set of 8, nice and slow, of tipping over. And centre, tipping over and centre. We did that in the warm-up. We're then going into 1 set of 8 of toe taps, swapping sides each time. Okay, so you've got palms facing the ceiling, beating, sit-ups, twists, toe taps. Okay, I'll talk you through everything, and if I remember what's going on, hopefully everything will go well. So keep that nice, strong, flat back position. From there, lift those legs up into tabletop, glue them together. If you're lifting your upper body, chin to chest, lift those shoulders, arms long, palms facing the ceiling. And we inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pelvic floor, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Halfway, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tummy in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Staying there, hands behind the head. 2 sets of 8 sitting up. Come up for 8, 7, 6. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5. Tummy's in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your head down. Arms down beside you. 1 set of 8. We're tipping over. Release that hip. Back to the centre. Tipping over. Back to the centre. Breathe. Tip over. Back to the centre. Relax the shoulders. Tip over. Back to the centre. 4 more. Tipping over. Back to the centre. Tipping over. And centre. 2 more here. Tip over. And centre. Tipping over. And centre. From here, hold that flat back. Toe taps for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Hug those knees in. Well done. Really good. And if you need to, you can take that full body stretch. Before bringing yourself up into a seated position. So sitting up nice and tall, grab a drink if you need one. Remember, if this is uncomfortable, use something to sit on, a cushion or a block or something. I'm just going to bring those arms out nice and long in front of us, shoulder height, shoulder width apart. As you breathe out, you're pulling your tummy in to curve your back. Start to lean away from the legs, so no further than halfway. You can keep it small. Hold in there, take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift yourself up and over. Inhale to sit nice and tall through the spine. Ready to go again. We curve and lean away. Hold in there, breathe in. We're lifting up and over. Restack the spine. Nice and tall, ready to go again. Pull that tummy in. Use it to hold you in that leg back position. Tighten more, lift up and over. Restack the spine. Nice and tall. Make sure those shoulders are down. You want to be taking nice deep breaths. You shouldn't be holding your breath at any point. And if you can, get really tightened in your pelvic floor. 2 more here. Curve and lean away. Really stacking up that spine. This is your last one. We curve and lean away. Restack the spine. From there, we will take a stretch, so bring the soles of your feet together. So your knees are nice and wide, your hips are really open. Take hold of your feet and curve yourself forwards. If you want to increase this stretch, we're pushing the elbows into our legs and leaning ourselves forwards. Good, then we're coming onto our backs. I'm going to find our flat back position, our flattened into the floor through the lower spine. So tucking under to lose that gap. So here, we're going to lift those legs up and we lengthen them. It's the same that we've done for the last 2 days. Remembering that if you need to keep a bend through your knees, then you can. That doesn't matter. I'd rather you had a position that you find comfortable. But what we want to try and do is keep the legs lifted higher than when they would be in a tabletop position. Arms reach up to the ceiling. From here, as you breathe out, you're going to lift your shoulders up. Look to your knees as you start to reach your hands towards your feet. Inhale to come back down. Exhale to lift. Inhale to come back down. So you can support the head here if you need to, with one hand behind as the other arm reaches. But alternate each time and remember that you're reaching up through the centre of your legs. So we want to keep the tummy and the pelvic floor really tightened. Keep that back nice and flat. Looking to the knees is going to help relax your neck. You've got 2 more here. Last one. Relaxing down, hug those knees in. From here, staying in that flat back position. Again, those legs are lifted. We're going to start to add a little twist in. So remember, if your legs are starting to get sore, just bend the knees a little bit more. Arms are again lifted. This time as you breathe out, look to your knees and reach over to the outside of one leg and stay close to that leg if you can. Inhale to the center. Swapping sides, reaching over. And down. Reaching over. And down. So again, you can support the head here if you need to. You'll just alternate which hand is reaching over towards those legs. Keep looking at the knees. Relax the neck. Deep breaths, 2 more on each side. Twisting over. And center. Twisting over. 1 more on each side. You twist over. And center. Twisting over. Hug those knees in. Rock from side to side. So we've got one last exercise in our flat back position. So remembering this time your head is going to stay resting on the floor. It's again the same that we've done all week. Just going to progress it on a little bit further. So you still want your flat back position. Make sure this is really strong. Excuse me. Using your tummy, use your pelvic floor. This time the legs just lift into tabletop and your arms are reaching up to the ceiling. So doing the dead bug, a little bit of coordination for you. As you're breathing out, you're going to take one arm behind you so it points towards the wall behind your head, and the opposite leg, you're going to start to move away from your body. You can keep this knee bent, it doesn't have to straighten. You should therefore have one arm and one leg still lifted to the ceiling. Inhale to come back in. Swapping sides. Opposite arm and leg move away. And in. Then moving away. And in. So you want to make sure that your back stays nice and flat. Pull that tummy down. Tighten your pelvic floor. And if you still feel that curve appearing, don't take your arm and your leg as far. Don't know if you can hear that lovely bird song behind me. Feel like they're joining in as well. So make sure this top arm doesn't start to drop to your hip. It should always be lifted. Breathe. Let's take 2 more on each side, then we're going to make it a little bit harder. Strong flat back. Nice deep breaths. 1 more on each side. I think I've lost count. Just hug those knees in. So we're going to make it a tiny bit harder. Just still using the same beginning of the movement. Nice and tucked under. Legs and arms lift. So again, we're still going to take opposite arm and leg away. You're going to hold here and your arm is going to circle, circle, reverse, circle, circle, come back in. So the arm you move is the one that circles. Arm and leg move away, hold. The arm that you've moved, circle, circle, change, circle, circle, come back in. I know it's a horrible one, but really good for the coordination. Coming back, keep the leg and the arm high if you need to. Circle, circle, change, circle, circle, lifting up. Swapping sides, tighten your tummy. Circle, circle, change, circle, circle and lift. You've just got one more on each side. Make sure you're breathing. Coming away, hold, circle, circle, change, circle, circle, back in. This is your last one. Moving away, circle, circle, change, circle, circle, relax, full body stretch. Give his arms and legs a little bit of a shake out. Then bend the knees and place your feet on the floor. Here I want to make sure that your knees are in line with your hips. So you don't want to knock, you don't want to splay out. We're going to have a curved position through the back here. So just big enough to get your hand underneath. You don't need to worry about tucking the pelvis under. And just rest those arms down beside you. Take a nice deep breath in to prepare. As you exhale, squeeze your bottom, press into your feet and push the hips up as high as you can go. Take a deep breath in to stay. Exhale to come back down. So we don't need to roll through the spine like we did at the beginning. You're squeezing to lift straight up. Hold that lifted position and control back down. So it's a squeeze of your bottom that's going to give you that lift up. We want the weight evenly placed through your feet. So big toe, little toe, heel. Squeeze and push up. Tummy's nice and tightened, helping to keep the ribcage and the chest in line. Nothing's pushing up and out. Shoulders are relaxed. If you're feeling really tense, just turn those palms up to the ceiling. Tighten the pelvic floor. If you're working the pelvic floor as your hips lift, it's going to really strengthen deep into your lower tummy muscles. Don't forget to breathe. Got two more here. We're going to hold this last one lifted. Squeeze and lift. We're holding here. So you're making sure that your hips are as high as they possibly can be. This is your point of reference for where they'll lift to. We're going to let the hips lower halfway down to the floor. Squeeze your bottom, drive them back up. We come halfway down, squeeze and lift. Halfway down, squeeze and lift. Keep breathing. Relax those shoulders. Weight is evenly placed through the feet. Getting those hips to lift to your highest point of reference each time you're pushing up. Let's take 4 more here. Down and squeeze. Down and squeeze. Last 2. Down and squeeze. Last one, which we hold at the top. Hold. Get those hips as high as you can. Take a deep breath in. Control down through the spine. Relax and take a stretch. Oh, keep those legs a shake out. And then we're going to come on to our fronts. Grab a drink if you need one. So from here, we're going to take the legs up nice and wide and bring your hands and that width apart. So we worked on this exercise quite a lot last week, but again we're going to try and progress it up a level. So hands are mat width apart, they're in line with your ears, and you're looking down to your mat. We're taking a deep breath in to prepare. As you exhale, push your nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. Press down into your hands and lift yourself up as high as you can go, keeping your hips down. Deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control your upper body down onto your mat. So you push the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. Press down. Holding your highest lift, breathe in. Control yourself down through the upper body onto the mat. So remember, we need to keep tightened up the legs into the bottom. Pulling the tummy in. We are now in full extension with the spine, so you need to make sure it's strong. We're keeping the shoulders down. The chest is nice and open. And remember that you're pushing the head forwards. You're looking out in front of you the whole time that you lift. Don't drop your head. You'll add tension into the neck. Two more here. Lifting up. We hold. Control back down. This is your last one. So after this one, we're going to add some more movement in. So we're going to stay in the same position through the body. The legs are still going to be nice and wide. Hands are still mat width apart. So we begin exactly the same way. Pushing the nose forwards to lift your head and your chest. Lifting up as high as you can go. It doesn't matter if your lift is small. From here, I want to bend your elbows to lower yourself halfway down. Then you're pushing yourself back up. Control yourself all the way down onto the floor. It's like a mini press up. Push the nose forwards, lift the head and the chest. Pressing down to lift. Come halfway down. Lift all the way up. Controlling down to the floor. So if your lift is still quite small, like where I am here, the movement is the same. You're still coming halfway down, lifting all the way up, controlling all the way down. It's just halfway from your fully lifted position. Breathe. Doesn't matter how you're breathing here, as long as you're not holding your breath. Halfway down, lift back up. Control all the way down. You're making sure that you're still working up the legs, squeezing the bottom, pulling the tummy in. Got two more here. Just staying nice and firm through the arms, pushing through the floor. This is your last one. From here, we're pushing ourselves back into our shell stretch. So remember, bottom to the feet, arms reach in front. And if you can, just creep those fingertips further forwards, drop the head. Then we're going on to our hands and knees. So from here, same as we've had every day, hands are under the shoulders, knees are underneath your hips. We've got that tightening through the tummy. As you breathe out, you're taking opposite arm and leg long and we lift. Deep breath in to stay. Exhale to control back down. Swap sides. Reach long and lift. We're holding. Control back down. Do you want to make a nice long line from the tips of the fingers to the ends of the toes? It doesn't matter how high or low your arm and your leg are moving. What we want is the length. So straighten your elbow and your knee as much as you possibly can. The tummy stays really tightened, making sure you've got a long line through your back and making sure your balance is nice and strong. Keeping your hands underneath your shoulders will also help with your balance. If they're creeping too far out in front of you, you're going to feel really wobbly as you start to lift. Got 2 more on each side. Then we'll add some more movement in. Deep breaths. Last one on each side, reaching long and lift. Reaching long and lift. So we're still using the same beginning movement. We're going to add in the arm circle that we used earlier. Just still reaching long and we lift. Hold there, the legs stay still, the arm goes circle, circle, reverse, circle, circle. Control back down, swapping sides, reach long and lift. We hold, circle, circle, reverse, circle, circle. Control back down. The tummy's still nice and tightened. The leg and the arm are reaching nice and long and away. Breathe. Nice deep breaths. Shouldn't be holding your breath at any point. We're just helping to promote a better range of movement through the shoulder socket with those circles. So remember, you shouldn't hold your breath. Get those hands under your shoulders. You have 1 more set on each side. Circle, circle. Change, change. Back down to your mat. This is your last one. Reach long and lift. Circle, circle, change. Circle, circle. Relax down. Roll through those wrists. We're going to stay on our hands and knees. This time those toes are tucking under. Make sure your knees are still under your hips, hands are underneath your shoulders, but remember you can come down onto your forearms if you need to, just a little bit lower to the ground. As you breathe out, pull the tummy in, press into the hands and the feet to lift your knees off just an inch or so from the floor. Inhale down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So it's just a hover. You're thinking tummy's lifting you. Hands and feet are there for support. So control that movement. Try and keep the back nice and flat. Don't forget to use your breath. And down. And down. 4 more here. Last 2. Relaxing there. Roll through the wrists. So we're going to go into our planks now. If you can stay on long arms, then that would be better for the progression on this one. But if your wrists are really sore, then feel free to be on your forearms if you need to. So bring the upper body towards the end of your mat. So going into our usual plank position, stepping one foot back, toes are tucked under to take your weight into that leg. Bring the other one out to meet it. Find your strong plank position. Whilst you're here, I want you to bend your elbows, straighten them, and then put your knees down. So we're doing a press up basically. It doesn't matter how much you bend and straighten your arms. So as you come into that plank, even if your bend and straighten is there, that's fine. Just some bending and some straightening of the arms, if you can. So stepping back, strong plank. Squeeze your bottom, pull your tummy in. Bend the elbows, straighten them, put the knees down. Make sure as you're doing that press up, you're only lowering your body the amount that your elbows bend. So don't start doing this and dropping your hips to the floor. You're only moving like this and down. Breathe whilst you're there, it will help. Stepping back, strong plank, squeeze the bottom, pull the tummy in, bend, straighten, knees come down. Let's do 2 more of these. Step back, plank, bend, straighten, knees down. We've just got 1 more. Step back, plank, bend, straighten, knees down, stretch back, roll through those wrists. Well done, really good. If your wrists are really sore, then take your fingers to face the back and just place your palms down and start to creep them forwards, and that will help to stretch them out. Good, we're going to do a little stretch through our neck. Just tip your head over to one side, take your hand to the side of your head and reach your other arm long and away. Control that breathing. Just holding here. Relax. Swap sides, tip the head over, the hand comes onto the side, reach the other arm long and away. Hold and breathe. Relax there, roll those shoulders back. And forwards. Good, from here, bring the arms out nice and long. We're lifting up, reach, stretching over. Come back to the centre, we're lifting up, reach, stretching over. We're going to take 1 more here on each side, we're lifting up and over. We're lifting up and over. Well done everybody, that's the end of class today.